a bit, but I've been learning that, I used to be like, Wednesday night I'm gonna, study because Thursday I go to the creek and I share at the creek. So I just gotta study Wednesday night. Oh, Saturday night I might share. It's just gotta be good with the Lord. But it's every day, 7 days a week. For the rest of their lives, we're supposed to be faithful, and I'm learning that to abide and walk with Jesus. I have just a little verse, Philippians chapter 4. It's a well-known verse, just verse 6. I have it here. Be anxious for nothing, but in everything, by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. As humans, especially for myself, I find myself being very anxious and just worrisome, like the most of us here. We're allowed to be anxious and worried, but we're not supposed to be drowned in our own anxiety and our own worries and the cares of this life. I was sharing, I think 2 weeks ago, about some fish thing that I was just, like how Randy says, getting the cart before the horse, the order wrong. Seek His kingdom and His righteousness first, and everything shall be added, meaning that the order has to be right. Some of you know that I do some of my own work, and the Lord's been good this week, but there's just been a really big project coming up, and okay, Lord, thank you for this opportunity, and now it's time to get some machines ready, oiled up, and it's midweek. I procrastinate a little bit, but my machines aren't working now, and it's 2 days till I have this big job. It's 20,000 square feet of washing, and I have no help. Both my machines aren't working, and now I'm calling on the Lord, and I'm running around Home Depot, this and that, changing spark plugs, changing oil, changing filters, this and that, and I find myself buried in stress and anxiety, and it's happened over and over where when the cares of this life drown me, I just get so caught up in them, and it's like the picture of the job is here, but Jesus is in the corner. And the time came when I had done everything I could to these machines, and they're just machines, but to God it's more than that. It's Him showing His glory and His power so that He can be revealed, so that He can be glorified. It's not about the job, it's because He's good. So I had done everything I can to these machines, and there was one last thing I was supposed to do. It's just change one spark plug, which was like $4. Anyways, I did that, and I put my hand on it. I was like, Lord, I'm just calling on you with faith right now. I just need you right now. And He just overcame, and the thing started right away. And right then and there, I was blown away. I was like, Lord, you're faithful. But keeping that order right is very important. Not just when I need Him, but when things are good in our lives. I find myself that we need the Lord when we're good and when we're not good. He's the God of the valley and God of the mountain. When I take it to Him, I find a peace. And right when that machine started, I was like, Lord, thank you so much. But now I have another petition, another request. It says, take it to Him in prayer and thanksgiving for the things that you're thankful because He's done in the past and present and is going to do. And I was like, hey, Lord, these machines work now. I need help. I have nobody to help. My friends and my brothers and everything, they don't want to help me. It's a lot of work, and I won't get this done. And you know what? Throughout Monday to Thursday, the job was yesterday, Saturday. And Thursday night, I had a dream, and the Lord, He just revealed Himself in the dream. I was in His presence, and He says, don't be worried. Do not be worried. That's what my dream was. And I woke up so encouraged. And everything else, I didn't worry about. Friday came, and I just didn't worry about the help. I was just going to go there, a one-man crew. And it's very encouraging because I show up, and then I'm just getting all the lines ready, everything, and all of a sudden some guys start to show up, And another guy shows up, and then I'm just very thankful. And then my wife shows up, and I was like, okay, let's do this. And we banged off the job, and it was a huge job, but till the sun went down and it was pitch black, and my wife and I finished. But it was my concerns and my worries. The Lord knows my needs and things like that, but He wants us to take it to Him. And when I did take it to Him that Thursday, and those machines started and those people started coming, rest started to fall on my shoulders, and the dream was a confirmation of just, don't be worried for the things of this life, because in Matthew it also talks about He feeds the birds and the crows, and what more are we than they, And, He knows our needs and our supplications. And one of my favorite verses is Philippians 4:13. It's I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Right? When we walk in obedience and righteousness by faith, and then it's the power of Christ in us that we're able to do these things. Christ strengthens us when we abide in Him, and He in us. And then it's just an encouraging week, guys, and I couldn't help but share His goodness and see His glory and continue in that phase in our life. Not a phase, but every day, just aspiring just to fix our eyes on the cross. So I encourage you guys, a lot of worries and cares in this life, but Jesus is greater and He's victorious. And Satan's a defeated foe already, and He's victorious. And we can remain victorious when we abide in Him. So thank you guys. Amen.